Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on F1 2020. I know you'll be waiting for this episode, part 2 of the F1 2020 My Team career mode with Lotus, and this is our beautiful car. And yes, we're going to be changing liveries very soon, probably on a special race like Monaco or something like that. I have so many things planned for this series, and thank you a lot for the support on episode number 1. It currently has 200 views, which I was not expecting on the F1 series, so thank you a lot for supporting this series so far. I hope you're enjoying it. If you have any more suggestions, please tell me down in the comments below what you would like to see in the future of this series.
We're in a position now where we're able to attract a new sponsor to the team. Head over to the corporate tab and select the sponsors screen to choose who we should approach.
And at the start of this episode, we can actually choose our second sponsor. So yes, this is going to be our second sponsor. There's a lot of offers, as you can see. Each and every sponsor having a different sort of target for the gold bonus. The weekly income is also different, and after checking out almost all of them, I felt like the most viable one was Novus, which had a contract for 88 days with a weekly income of 78.12k. There were highest weekly incomes, but they were for smaller contracts, so I had to actually go for Novus. It had a 273 weekly income k, and it also had a very high gold bonus, so I had to go with that one. The gold bonus seemed very attractive to me, and we also had to put the next this sponsor onto our car. So at first I was thinking about a yellow sponsor or something. I let the Sling Salt fuel on a flipping like silver sort of white, and I put the Novus as a yellow sponsor or something like that. I don't even remember. I think I put both the sponsors as a sort of silver or grey color onto the car. I feel like it really fits the green and the yellow. But showing a little bit of the practice session to talk about this race. This race I decided to increase the difficulty, and that is purely why I didn't really do well on the practice sessions, and I decided to put it on 103 if I'm correct. I'm going to be showing you later on. Based on what? Based on my performance on Australia. I know I didn't have the best of paces, but I took points already on my first race, and it was something I wasn't expecting at all, and it was something that shouldn't really have happened with a new car, with a new team. I don't think anyone gets points already from the first race. I know the AI is more difficult here. It's much stronger here in Bahrain than what it is in Australia, but I still took the risk. We're gonna be having ultimate AI this time around, not legendary, and I feel like it was about time. I need to improve my driving and everything, so I was like, okay, we need to make the next step, and this is gonna be what the AI is gonna be looking like at 103 ultimate AI. I made the choice to do that. Last time in Australia we had 100 AI, legendary AI, and I decided to move up to ultimate. This is actually where I'm mostly playing with. F1 2019, I think I had the same 103 ultimate AI after a few races, but I think I increased it around Baku or something, so I have the confidence that we could still do well with that increased AI difficulty. I feel like I'm a pretty decent driver. These are my assists when you're wondering, driving on Elite, and the gameplay settings, you saw them previously. You can pause the video and check them out. But enough really said. Let's get into qualifying. Practice didn't really go to plan. I couldn't get the perfect result on any of the program tests apart from the track acclimatization one. But yeah, qualifying is a different day. Let's get into it and see how well we can do. So as you can see, Q1, also the new sponsors are also on our helmet, which I'm probably going to be changing very soon. Probably going to be moving to a Michael Schumacher one or something. Probably the red one. It looks very good. There was a bit of a bag with the DLC of the Michael Schumacher edition and the 70 edition, where we actually completely lost our DLC. Thankfully for me it was fixed. I actually sent an email on the support page of Codemasters, and they said that they were looking into it. It was probably a Steam bag or something like that, where every single user just completely lost out all the DLC content for some weird reason. I don't really know, but as you can see, this is my first lap, actually my second lap on Q1. I was behind my teammate, a Lazy. This was a pretty improved lap by 4 tenths, as you can see there. pace wasn't really good. I'm gonna be honest with you, pace wasn't very good. we already knew AI is stronger here in Bahrain. This corner completely messed me up. I just couldn't get a correct line around this corner, and I couldn't even get it here on qualifying either. Despite being 6 tenths up on my previous lap, we still couldn't really overtake a lazy on this lap, and I was very disappointed. It was probably the car not being very fast around Bahrain, and I realized that tire wear was very bad in practice. I realized in practice that my tires couldn't hold me on for way too long, and across the finish line on that second lap, as you can see, a pretty bad exit to the final corner couldn't let me improve for 7 tenths. I was ahead of a lazy for the time being, and I've actually went into the pit stops, put a new set of soft tires just in case I could actually overtake one of the Haas and move on to Q2. I had such ideas, run wide there, and I completely wasted the first fresh lap of those tires. It was a huge mistake by me, so I had to go on that new set of soft tires with a second try. So the first lap was terrible, and this is my second lap on the fresh set of softs. We still improved, but we completely missed the perfect temperatures of those tires, so it was a little bit of a mess this qualifying session. We were still ahead of our teammate, but we were behind George Russell in the Williams, which was very disappointing for both me and a lazy to see that happening. But this is my best effort. Yeah, I couldn't really do much any better.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
Across the finish line, an improvement of 160 tenths or thousandths of a second, I should say. At the end of this lap I was ahead of a lazy, but unfortunately the end results so different. A lazy actually improved his time and he qualified ahead of me, so that's 1-1 in terms of qualifying battle between me and a lazy. It was very disappointing to see a lazy beating me. It's probably the increased AI difficulty, and at the same time my pace here was very bad. I was 2.6 seconds off pole position. Imagine in Australia we were only 1 second off pole position. I know it was wet conditions and all that. It was a wildly different situation there with the wet conditions and the legendary AI, but still I was very disappointed to see that I couldn't be ahead of a lazy or the Williams or George Russell.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
Pace-wise, I feel like my pace just wasn't good today. I feel like Bahrain is not a very strong track for me. But yeah, lazy was 1 tenth faster.
Your qualifying pace didn't put you at the front of the grid. Will this be a problem tomorrow?
This will be a problem for probably most of the season. The car is not ready to be at the front of the grid, so I'm getting used to that. Yeah, that's pretty much my answer.
Appreciate your time.
So yeah, I'm not very disappointed about my performance. I gave it my everything. Of course, we could have taken advantage of the soft tires a little bit better if we've made our first lap. But that's pretty much qualifying. Let's get into the race, starting from 20th position on the grid, or 21st, I don't really remember. But yeah, let's get into the race and see how well we can do, guys.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Now I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Top 10 finish around Bahrain, Jeff, is not going to be possible, considering we're starting down into penultimate position pretty much. So Hopes are not very high for this one. I chose the one-stop strategy, starting with the mediums and then pitting for sort of hards to go till the end of the race. Tower is a huge issue here in Bahrain. It has always been, but based on my practice sessions this time around, this season, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a deal. Formation lap, hoping for the best. I can see my teammate this time around, and as you can see, the new sponsor Novus is probably going to be very happy, because the target goal was to actually be to complete 30 laps as a team in the practice sessions, and we did, so we're probably going to get that money. But in terms of performance, they're probably not going to be very happy unless they don't care about it. But there you go, lining up for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's see, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's not a good start once again by me. I don't really know what's wrong. A lot of wheel spin into the start there. Don't know what I did wrong again. Latifi's flying past me there. I'm going to try and go up the inside, take advantage of the slow AI into turn number 1. We go side by side with Lewis Hamilton, who started down the grid there due to a penalty he got for changing an engine or something like that, changing a gearbox, something like that. At the same time, Raikkonen is trying to go up the inside. I'm going to try and complete a move around the outside of George Russell. This is one of my favorite moves to complete here around this circuit. Can we complete it? George Russell is going to say no to that, and he's going to maintain 16th position as Raikkonen goes up the inside into the S's there. He's not going to be able to hold on to the outside and complete that move. Up the inside of George Russell, probably into this corner. Can we complete that move? Yes, we can. Up into 16th position, and at the end of the day, it's a pretty good start despite the terrible getaway there. Lewis Hamilton now behind Daniel Kvyat. He's got a lot of work to do to get back up there into the top 5 positions. As we're on lap number 3 there, I run a little bit wide through this corner. George Russell has dropped down into the last positions together with his teammate Nicolas Latifi, and at the same time I'm under pressure by Raikkonen, going wide into this corner. An expected mistake, to be honest with you. And at the same time, I've got my teammate Giuliano Alesi there behind me. He's going to be making a move very soon. He's on the softer compound. He started the race on the soft tyres. I don't know how is that going to work out for him in terms of the 2-stop strategy. Probably a safety car, something need to work. He's in need of a safety car to work it out for him. But as you can see, Tower already 20% of the rear tyres already from lap number 3. I'm not really going to accept that, to be honest with you, and probably I'm going to say the team actually made me start the race on a sort of used medium tyres. I don't know how in the heck they did that, but apparently this was a used set of tires, and this didn't really help me out. I'm actually on lean there. I'm gonna let Alesi through. He's much faster than me, so I need to help him out. He's got chances to overtake Raikkonen, because Raikkonen is actually in a medium and he's on the set of soft tires, so he could really go and fight with Kimi Raikkonen. And now I've got behind me Antonio Giovinazzi. He's probably going to be completing a move up the inside there. He goes. Can we stay ahead of him around the outside? Probably with a better exit through there. And yes, we're going to be completing that move there, staying ahead of Giovinazzi, but not for too long. I feel like our pace is really bad there. We're really lacking in terms of pace, and there you have it. Antonio Giovinazzi easily completing the move, while my teammate is actually closing in on Kimi Raikkonen. He could maybe go for a move in a few laps. Giovinazzi locks up slightly there, but he's still going to complete the move there. We're down into P19, and we're officially just ahead of the Williams. A little bit disappointing if you ask me in terms of pace. The pace was just not there, and the tires were in a terrible condition. There you have it, running wide again into the left-hander. That's going to give a chance to George Russell to go up my inside and completely demolish me there. What was that there by George Russell? We're probably going to try and get back into him very soon. Let's see, can we complete a move there up the inside of George Russell with a better exit? Not possible. Into this right-hander now. He's gonna make a slight mistake into the exit, go up the inside into this turn, right-hander there, down into third gear to turn in the car, get that extra rotation, and we're gonna be completing the move on George Russell. Pace is terrible at the moment, and that's really based on the tire wear. The tires are just not good. The tires are terrible at the moment. There's a lot of wear on those tires, and I don't understand why. There's some yellow flags up ahead. I don't really know what's going on there, as we've just entered lap number 6, and there's yellow flags once again. I see a Renault there. Ocon is actually out of the race, and this is a safety car, and that's exactly what Alesi needed. That's exactly what Alesi needed there. Lazy, who started on the set of softs, he's just going to take advantage of this, probably go into a set of mediums or hards and go till the end of the race. I don't really know what he's going to do, but he's really in contention for points here in Bahrain. I'm very happy about him. But there we can see on board with Ocon, very weird movements on the wheel, and at the end of the day, probably he's just retiring the car. I don't know what's going on, but on lap number 7 now, you can see almost every single car that started on the set of softs has pitted. Now, that is either going to walk out for us or it's gonna work out for them. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen yet, but for the time being it is working out for us. We're up into 4th. Raikkonen has stayed out. I followed Raikkonen. Don't know if that's correct for me. He has better pace than me, so that's probably gonna work out for him better. My tires are not in such a bad state, but probably the temperatures or something are not helping me out to keep up with the pace of any other car on the field. Even the Williams are faster than me, so it's probably my pace, my terrible driving around Bahrain that is not helping me out, but at the same time tires are just not fine. So unfortunately on lap number 8 the safety car is coming in. I would like it to stay on the track for quite a while because my tires, as I've already told you, they're just not at their best. So I can see Sebastian Vettel go besides him there to see when he's going to start away. And away we go. Bottas is actually leading the race. Raikkonen, could he attack Bottas and take the lead for a slight time there? But Vettel is looking to attack both of them into turn number 1. Goes for the huge dive bomb up the inside of Valtteri Bottas at the same time. Look at this as I go up the inside of Raikkonen. Could we overtake Raikkonen? It is very crucial to go for a move on Raikkonen as Vettel has completely taken the lead there. Leclerc goes up the inside and try to go around the outside. Could we complete with a better exit the move on Raikkonen like we almost did on George Russell at the start of the race? We're actually going to complete the move. Look at this incredible move, staying ahead of Leclerc and at the same time attacking Raikkonen on that set of tires. This is incredible scenes there into the podium positions, up into 3rd position. Vettel looks to be running away with the race there. He completed the double move straight away into the first lap after the safety car went in, and he's actually run away with the race there. Bottas is trying to catch up to Vettel, but it's going to be very hard for him. At the same time, we're actually into 3rd position after that incredible move. Leclerc is probably going to be completing a move on both me and Raikkonen very, very soon. But for now, we're ahead of Kimi Raikkonen into 3rd position. Let's see what is going to happen next up as we go into the 2nd straight there. Leclerc has overtaken Raikkonen. He goes around the outside of me, and I'm going to let Leclerc through. I'm not going to fight Leclerc. He's much faster than me, as Raikkonen is, but we're on the same strategy as Raikkonen. That is why I'm trying to stay ahead of Raikkonen, because based on what Raikkonen does and how much he holds up the rest of the field, this is going to be based on our result at the end of the race. So on lap number 11, pace is actually much better now with the usage of the Ritz fuel mix, because we have a lot of fuel to burn, and I decided to go on rich. And with the right use of the ERS overtake mode, let's see what Raikkonen can do on lap number 12. Now we're going to be he's 5 tenths behind me. He's in a fight at the same time with Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton, who is up there trying to fight with the midfield. Lap number 13, pit window is open, and at the same time Raikkonen is going to try and go up the inside. Look at this move by Raikkonen, up the inside into turn number 1. Can he complete the move? We're still side by side in terms of the inside now. Side by side with Kimi Raikkonen, we're still ahead, and we also have the DRS there from Kimi Raikkonen. ERS overtake mode is on, and on lap number 13 we're still ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. I'm not going to go actually into the pit stops right now, as Raikkonen is getting overtaken by Ricciardo and Hamilton, and Ricciardo is going to be the winner of this battle. Carlos Sainz, all of a sudden, he still couldn't overtake Raikkonen there, and it's just about going to be Ricciardo who is now going to attack me into this lap. He's on a set of mediums there. I don't know what kind of strategy he's on. He's probably on the 2-stop, and the weird thing is Hamilton being on a set of softs somehow. I don't know exactly what strategy is Hamilton on. Probably a 2-stop or a 3-stop. I don't even know about Lewis Hamilton at the moment. But as you can see, the tower is very bad. 60% on the left rear, 55% on the left right. Tires are about to go off. We could have a puncture anytime soon, but I decided to stay out for one extra lap in the thinking that Raikkonen is not going to pit. But unfortunately, Raikkonen has pitted. He's going to do the undercut on us, and that is probably going to give him the position there. I decided not to go in, just in case there's traffic on the exit. But yeah, that probably isn't going to work out for us. On the next lap, Paris is going to make a move on us. Sainz is trying to overtake me there, but I'm not going to let him because we're going into the pit stops on this lap and we need to not fight with anybody. A good first sector. Second sector wasn't that good, but we had the same lap as previously, so we didn't lose a lot of time based on our pace. We're into the pit stops. Hamilton is also into the pit stops, going on a set of hard tires to go till the end of the race. So let's see what kind of position we're going to be after exiting the pit stops. At the exit of the pit stops, we're going to be right ahead of the Red Bull of Alexander Albon, but also behind Kimi Raikkonen, just about there. We didn't lose a lot of time from Raikkonen there. Hamilton is also ahead of Raikkonen, so everything is back to normal. We're down into 14th. Raikkonen is already faster than us. There's not really a reason to be ahead of him, to be honest with you. He's on a set of hard tires. We have one lap fresher tires, but still I feel like the Alfa Romeo is faster there. And look at that Albon, look at that speed that they're carrying there. And Carlos Sainz is also going to overtake me. I'm just kidding. I'm moving like a snail there. What is this? What exactly am I doing right now? There's no traction. There's no traction. The temperatures on those tires are just terrible. It's just terrible. I don't even know what's going on. We're down into P16. We gained absolutely nothing out of this lap. Absolutely nothing. George Russell is moving very slowly, and at the same time Verstappen is coming out of the pit stops. Carlos Sainz is on the outside line. I'm going in between them, and could we complete a double move there? In between both of them there, up into P13 now we are, and obviously Max Verstappen is now going to probably overtake me. At the same time, Carlos Sainz is trying to go up the inside. Look at this incredible fight between me, Sainz, and Verstappen. Verstappen now with a better exit, going up into 13th position. Obviously, I wasn't expecting to stay ahead of Verstappen. Everybody is actually having better pace than me. I don't know what is going on with my pace. It's probably not down to the tires this time round. It's probably down to my pace. My driving is just not helping out the situation here in Bahrain. And on lap number 17 into the back straight, Carlos Sainz is probably going to be completing the move there up the inside. I'm not even going to fight him. He's much faster than me, as I've already told you. He loses the control of the car there. We could there go for a dive like we did on Russell previously. We don't have the pace to do that, and Lazy is into the pit stop. So what does that mean for our race? Are we going to be ahead of Lazy? He's going to have much faster tires. Why did he actually take so much time to do the pit stops? I don't know why he did that, but let's see where he's going to come out there. He's going to be side by side with Carlos Sainz. Can he hold on to the move there? He's trying to stay ahead of Carlos Sainz. He's probably not going to be on a set of medium tires. Lazy is going to go till the end of the race. At the same time as Lazy is trying to complete a move on Carlos Sainz, I make that stupid mistake once again on the left-hander, and that is going to give the position to George Russell. That's a little bit depressing there to see that happening. Stroll is also going to overtake me. I'm getting double overtaken lap after lap, corner after corner, and at the same time Kvyat is going to go up my inside there. Anyone else want to overtake me? You know, free position gain there for everybody. I don't know what is going on with my pace. The AI is probably way too strong around here, and they're just making me look very silly. At the same time, Stroll is completing a move on Russell, and we're also going to be regaining our position there from George Russell. Kvyat is also completing a move on George Russell, as my teammate is hardly there trying to overtake Carlos Sainz. He could make it there. He's on the fresher set of tires and also on the softer compound, so he needs to get done with Carlos Sainz very soon. As a McLaren is smoking there, and it's unfortunately Lando Norris. There was smokes coming out of the car there of Lando Norris. He's out of the race. Very unfortunate there for Lando Norris. He was probably inside the points before retirement, and for us that's a free position up into 15th position, but not for too long, as Kvyat is coming very fastly there despite the Honda engine. Look at him going around the outside. Can he complete the move? I took the defensive line there, and I'm still staying ahead of Daniel Kvyat without a lot of laps to go. Only 9 laps to go. Kvyat still going up the inside there. I'm down into P16. This is not looking very good for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. And Giovinazzi there bumps me for no reason whatsoever. Kvyat has completed the move. He's up into 15th. But if we get a good exit, we could probably re-overtake him, even though I can't really find the reason to re-overtake Kvyat at this point. of the race. He's much faster than me, and he's not looking to slow down a lot. He locks up his front right tire, and he actually moves out of the way there. And I was not expecting that there. I completely lost the back end because of the sudden movement there on Kvyat's car. Giovinazzi is going up the inside. I'm using every single sort of power I have on the car to try and re-overtake Giovinazzi around the outside. He locks his front left tire, and I lock my front right tire as well. And I'm going to complete it around wide, getting back into the second there. Oh my god, George Russell was coming up around the outside. That's a huge mistake by me. I think George Russell lost a little bit of his end plate there from the front wing, but that's so unfortunate. What did I do there? Oh, Russell must be mad for me returning like that in the second. I didn't see Russell was fighting with Magnussen there at the same time. What a mistake by me there. That was a huge mistake. And Magnussen, all of a sudden, is also going to be ahead of us. I'm going to try and go up the inside of Russell. This is not going to end up very well between me and George Russell. This is not a very fair and square fight. Kvyat all of a sudden just want to move up the inside. He completely bought me out of the way there. And I completed around wide. Some lockups there, and at the end of the day, down to P19, only ahead of Nicholas Latifi. This is not going very well, as you may already see. Kvyat is trying to go for a move there up the inside of Russell. He doesn't really have a good line, and we're going to take advantage of that up around the outside of Daniel Kvyat with only 7 laps to go now. We could complete a move on Russell. We seem to be gaining a lot, gaining and going up the inside of George Russell into turn number 1. Can we complete that move on the Williams driver? We are going to complete the move, but also Kvyat is also going to complete the move, and he's probably going to be the next move on me for Kvyat there. Can we stay ahead of him around the outside? I've done this multiple times this weekend. We can do this again. Kvyat completes the move. He's into 70th position. I'm down into P18, and I'm now officially again only ahead of the Williams there. Tires are still not feeling good. For some weird reason, the tires are still not feeling good, and my pace is not helping the situation either. With only 2 laps to go, Nicholas Latifi has obviously overtaken George Russell. Huge tongue slapper there by me, and that is going to help Latifi gain a position. I'm down into P19 now, as Latifi has gone up to P18. Pace is not looking good. The Williams are overtaking me. Even Russell, who has a broken front wing, has a better pace than me. But yeah, you can just by that you can understand how bad I am around Bahrain tonight. It just wasn't a good race for us. With only 1 lap to go now, we're probably going to be completing a move on Latifi, trying to go up the inside. He locks up his front right tire down into first gear to get the rotation on the car, and we're going to be completing the move on Nicholas Latifi. But that was pretty much the end of the race on lap number 29. Thankfully, thank God we didn't finish behind one of the Williams. That would be such an embarrassment, to be honest with you. P19 here in Bahrain. Oh, actually P18, sorry about that. But still, disappointing result. We still gained positions if you ask me, but Vettel probably won the race. He completely dominated there. But yeah.
That's it for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive to take the win.
That was absolutely terrible. A terrible race by me. That's all I'm going to say. There was no pace at all.
What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So it was actually a 1-2 for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc finishing second, with Sebastian Vettel winning the Bahrain Grand Prix. So a circuit that probably fitted Ferrari in game, at least. A terrible race by me, but a fantastic race. Congratulations to Giuliano Alesi. He completely took advantage of the situation here. His pace was very good on the set of soft tires at the start of the race, and he also was very fast on the set of medium. So 13th position for him. He couldn't actually overtake Carlos Sainz or Romain Grosjean in the Haas, but 13th position for him. He was very close to the points. Still, the Lotus team couldn't get any points here in Bahrain. If you see overall my race in terms of positions gained, we gained one position in general. The rest, the 2 cars that we passed were pretty much DNF'd. And we've also made a move on George Russell. That's pretty much all about it. Pace, as you can see, in terms of lap times, my lap time was slower than George Russell's or Nicholas Latifi's.
Fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Nope, I didn't. I only gained 1 position on track, pretty much. The rest was DNFs. So it was a very bad race. As I already told you, tire wear was the main issue. Pace also was a huge issue. We just weren't fast enough. Probably didn't set up the car the way I wanted it to set up. Yeah, also tire wear was just terrible. Probably that could have changed with some tweaks on the setup, but in general, just wasn't my race. As an overall picture, it's a pretty decent race though.
You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day?
I wouldn't say not my day. I would say it was his day. He had much better pace, much faster. He did very well.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Really wasn't. A few contacts there, here and there with George Russell, and a few contacts I think with Kimi Raikkonen. It is what it is.
Appreciate your time.
It is what it is. A very, very disappointing race, but it's a reality check, you know. I was not expecting to get points here again, but I was also not expecting myself to be that slow. I bet if I would have let the AI being on Legendary 100, I would have qualified better and I would have fought with a midfield. But that is not what you want to see, guys. Trust me. You want to see the real world of a new Formula 1 team. Lotus has returned to the sport with a brand new car, and in general, based on an email I received from the team management, we are the 3rd slowest car. As you can see, I'm just going to do a little bit there, the calendar, put a few things that are going to improve the car and the drivers at the same time. So I did that funding the team event that is going to improve powertrain aerodynamics and chassis by 5%. This is very, very important. I'm going to do the reaction training, which is going to improve the awareness of Giuliano. And there you have it, performance comparison. We're the 3rd slowest car. We are the 3rd slowest car. Remember that. Remember that we are the 3rd slowest car, and I bet that Haas was even faster than us here in Bahrain, probably down to the powertrain and the Ferrari power unit. I'm expecting myself to do better in the next couple of races. We got Vietnam. I don't even know that track, so it's going to be a real challenge. We got Vietnam, China, and Zandvoort. I don't know any of those 3 tracks. Zandvoort, I know it from Factor 2, but I still don't think I'm quite decent there. China was never a strong track for me, so we got 3 episodes of hell. It's gonna be a hell of a races. These 3 races at hell. That's all I'm gonna say. Of course, financially we're doing very well. We need to upgrade the facilities at some point. We need to do that very, very soon. But yeah.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select. While you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
So, apparently, on the next episode, before I leave you for this episode, we're going to be choosing our rival, and at the same time, one of the updates have been passed. You know, we've made it. We've completed the first update on the powertrain, which is very, very good to hear, because now it seems like the upgrades are not going to fail. I'm not saying none of the upgrades are going to fail. They're probably going to fail at some point. But for the time being, it seems like the first upgrade did well. So I upgraded the next part on the powertrain department unit, sort of. And yeah. Next episode, Vietnam, brand new circuit. I don't know exactly. I don't even know any turns on this circuit. So imagine how bad this is going to be on practice, not to mention qualifying or race. So I need to do a lot of practice for Hanoi circuit in Vietnam. So yeah, let's get ready for the next episode. Probably going to come out in 2 days time or tomorrow, something like that. Depends on when I play and record the next episode. But that was it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the like button. Thank you for the support on the first episode. Keep on supporting the series if you want to see more content on F1 2020. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, share this with any of your friends that are looking for new F1 2020 content. And yeah, until the next video, guys, I'll see you later. Goodbye.